Back in Hamden, Connecticut, here on SNY, Quinnipiac leading Yale 1-0 after 20 minutes of play as we welcome you back upstairs. I'm Phil Jubileo, and we are joined by class of 2005, Chris Mascali. Chris, thank you so much for joining us. I know a couple of years ago, the last time we chatted, there was no plexiglass here, there was no global pandemic, and it's great to see the Heroes Hat game, back here. You got an addition with you here in the booth. Who do you got with you?
This is Joey. 5-year-old son Joe, who's named after his grandfather, who this game represents and who it's for.
Your dad perished in 9/11, and you were a student here at the time. You were a freshman, right?
At the time. Yeah. My sister Jen was a senior at the time, so we were both here at Quinnipiac.
Through all these years, what has the Heroes Hat meant to you? What has the Heroes Hat meant to you throughout all these years?
We come back every year, and it's it was tough not having it during COVID, but to be back, it's what the school is all about. It's about family. It's about the fabric of the school, and they surrounded my family during our toughest time, and then to come back, it fills that void a little bit every year, right? It's 20 years now. But coming back to this, it kind of fills that void and just reminds us who supported us through those tough times.
Can you talk about some of the ways that Quinnipiac supported you around then and then obviously since?
In 2001, Jack McDonald came to me. I was on the golf team, and he said, listen, we want to do something to remember your dad, remember everybody that we lost on 9/11. And he said, I know you don't play hockey, but hockey's the biggest draw. And he's like, let's start a game with, rivalry game with UConn. And we did that for a few years, which is great. One of the players in UConn, his sister had passed on one of the planes. So there was that connection to it. And then when they switched leagues and, the rivalry with Yale, local, close-knit schools, it was just kind of perfect fit. And every year we come back and the guys go out and they play real hard for it. And I could see it in a different way, every year that we come back, that this game really means something to them. And this year we have our cousin Brendan Les on the team. It's nice that he had
I had no idea. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
So he had a year of eligibility out of Dartmouth because of COVID, and came here to Quinnipiac, and he's defenseman number 24. So it's really nice to be able to have a little piece of our family as part of the team as well.
Well, when you come here, you say it's a little bittersweet, right? You come out here, but then you see the support, from these many students. I mean, over 1,000 students here, and many of them weren't even born when 9/11 happened.
And that's most of the team. The kids are maybe some of them the oldest were 2 or 3 years old. But I think that's what we need to do is in order to remember everybody that we lost on that day, things like this, right? Keep their memory alive and just let everybody know what they did on that day and the sacrifices that were made.
What are you up to these days?
So I'm a fireman. I work in Brooklyn. I have Joey, my 5-year-old son, my daughter Olivia is 2, and my wife Lindsay. So we have our hands full, but it's fun. It's what we want.
I know it's a different challenge now, but being a fireman, a first responder, and it's not the same as 9/11, but having to work during a pandemic such as this, in some ways it's still it's scary out there.
Yeah, we it's our job. We're going to go out. We're going to help people regardless of what the situation is. And it kind of brings to light how they thought on that day. Like they went there to do their job to help people, and that's what we do.
Chris, thank you so much for joining us. It's great having you back. Hopefully the Bobcats, they got 40 more minutes, so come away with the win.
They usually pull it off when they play hard for this game, so hopefully we can do it again tonight.
They won 5-0. They got a long way to go to get there. I'd love to see it too. I know that the 3,000 plus would be happy as well. So thank you, Chris,
Absolutely.
so much for
Thanks so much
us.
for having us.
Nick and I will be back with highlights after this here on SNY. It was a pleasure having him on tonight here on SNY, and also Nick Chervinsky joining us on the broadcast. For Nick, I am Phil Jubileo. This has been a presentation of SNY, and that'll do it here. The Bobcats pick up a 4-0 win. You've been watching Quinnipiac Bobcats hockey. Have a great night, everybody. ESPN was still going.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so there's 2 separate broadcasts going. Like if you pull it up